Shabbat Shalom and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Temple Beth, both of you here in person in our sanctuary and those of you tuned in from home or from other spaces. Bruchim Habayim, welcome to have you with us tonight. It is a special Shabbat. We have a lot of simchas, a lot of celebrations going on. First of all, the celebration of Oli Jakobson becoming a bat mitzvah on this Shabbat. So we're excited to have her family here with us tonight. And tomorrow she will be chanting from the Torah. And another simcha we have on this Shabbat, we're going to be celebrating a very big wedding anniversary, the 75th wedding anniversary. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a couple reach that number, so that is wonderful, of Herman and Barbara Kleiner. So also looking forward to offering that blessing during this service. A lot of joy going on, even though we're still in the period of COVID. Everybody sees wearing their masks. Thank you for doing so and helping us, curb the spread from that. And we're going to be kicking off with a special nigun, and Oli had some input also for the music pieces for tonight, so a lot of tunes that we asked for on the very first one, Cantor, I think. Nigun Mazel Tov, very appropriate.
Yes, exactly. Mazel Tov Orly, and Mazel Tov to the family, and Mazel Tov to us. And we're going to begin with a nigun Mazel Tov, and it doesn't have any words, it's just on lie, lie, lie. So usually I just sing lie, 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 but they're interchangeable, so you can say yai, 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 and die, 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 and bye, bye, bye throughout the piece. So don't feel like you just have to sing one syllable, because that's what the Hasidim do when they celebrate. So join with us in celebrating Shabbat. Ya la 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 ya la ya la la I die 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 I la la I die 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 I da die ya die 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 die. Try it again. Ya la 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 I die 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 I la 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 bye 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 I la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 hey ya la 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 hey ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 hey ya la 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 hey ya la 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 ya la ya la la. One more time. Ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la la. Bye 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 ya bye bye ya bye 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 bye.
All right. And as we welcome Shabbat in with the lighting of the candles, it's my pleasure to invite up Oli's family. We have her father, Vladimir Jakobson, and 3 generations of women. Oli's grandmother, Sveta Nagdimonov, Oli's mother, Sophie Shuklin, and Oli's sister, Tali, and of course, our bat mitzvah, Oli. If you want to make your way to the front for the lighting of the candles, please. The blessings are on page 2 and 3 for those of you who want to follow along with them.
These Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generation of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our day be among those who kindle light. No, not yet. Light it up.
It's okay. We will relight it. Sorry. That's okay. Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tziranu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Yashakor, thank you.
Mazel tov.
And for Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming of Shabbat, we continue on page 344 with Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. Page 344.
Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai, Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
Continue on page 14 with Ozarua Latzadik. It's on the bottom of the page. Light is sown to the righteous and radiance for the upright.
Join us in this Hasidic melody. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ozarua Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ozarua Latzadik Uyeshrei lev simcha. Uyeshrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la.
Continue on page 20 with Lechadudi, our hymn to bring in the Shabbat bride. And we're going to be doing the stanzas 1, 2, 5, and the last one. And when we reach the last one, number 9, we're going to be rising, facing the door, or from home, for those folks at home, wherever the Shabbat queen might enter your household. Let's join together, page 20.
Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela הדודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלם, גם בשמחה ובצולה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה.
Please have a seat. Continue on page 26 with the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. ויעמד דברי חילותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ויומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב ואמרו
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם יומייו יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי דקודשא בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן לעמה ואמרו
Amen. We're about to rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship on page 28, as you're able, of course. The same goes for those watching us from home, if you want to face east, if possible, from your direction.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Ay ay la la la. Yai la 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 la. Ay 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 ay. Ay la la la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Leolam Vaed.
We are on the top of page 31. We read together in the English. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of day into night,
You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. For Ahavat Olam, we turn to page 32 and join together.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amecha Avta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu lemadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu v'komeinu nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגב יומם ולילה. יבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני. אוהב עמו ישראל. שמו ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please have a seat. That is except for Oli, who will be leading us in the Vea Hafta on page 36.
Let me just turn.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך
בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאוהות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אדוני אלוהיהם אמת.
Cool. Thank you.
Wait.
With this, we turn to page 39 on the top. We read together in the English. Standing on the parted shores of history,
We still believe
that
what
we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Page 40. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'etar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osef elem, nora tehilot osef elem. Malechotecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Sing with us on Lai Lai Lai. Ya Lai Lai, Ya Lai La 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 La, Ya Lai Lai, Ya Lai La 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 La, Ya Lai La La La, Ya La 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 La, Ya La La La, Ya La 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 La. V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Vashkivenu, or asking God to let us rest that night. Turn to page 42, and we're going to be reading in the English on the bottom. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. God, our going and coming, to life and to peace, evermore. Join in the first Salinu on the bottom.
Baruch atah Adonai hapurei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai hapurei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai hapurei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
For V'shamru, the people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. We turn to page 44 and join on the top.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ויום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We're about to rise for the Amidah, which means standing prayer in Hebrew. It begins on page 46. If you want to please rise as you're able. Folks at home as well, facing east again.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Vanorav, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'avav. Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim. O matir asurim, O mekayem emunato, lishveinei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, O midom elach, melech memit, O mechayeh, O matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata le'achayot hakol. Baruch ata Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh, v'shimcha kadosh, u'kidoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please have a seat. On the top of page 55, we join together in the English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find feeling on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. On page 56, we join together in Ritzei in the Hebrew. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael, utfilatam be'ava tekabel, utehi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha, el karov lechol ko'av, pnei el avadecha bechonenu, shfoch ruchacha aleinu, v'techazena einenu, b'shufcha leTzion berachamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamachazir Shrinato LeTzion. For Modim, our prayer of thanksgiving on page 58, let's actually take a moment, think about the last week. What are some of the happy things that were going on, things you really enjoyed, some simples, or even something smaller, something that made you happy, and that stood out from the rest of the week that was going on. I'm gonna go around in a moment. Folks at home, also feel free to share if you want in the chat. And maybe to kick us off, Cantor, anything going on these days?
Yes, I think one thing that I'm very thankful for are friends, and I don't get to talk to them as much as I would like to, and so I'm very excited to be talking to one. Hi, Mark. I'm going to show him this recording tomorrow. He's out there, and it will be really wonderful to just reconnect. How about you, Rabbi?
It's been a challenging week on several levels, but also some moments of happiness in there. Really grateful to the Greenwoods who had me over the other night for a lovely dinner in a beautiful lakeside house, overlooking sunset area. And I learned a lot about the local wildlife, what's going on out there, so that was really nice. Thank you guys for having me. That was sweet. All right, now that you guys get an idea what we're looking for, if you want to share something like that, show of hands, and just make sure, please, to speak up loud enough that we can hear you at the front. Yes?
No.
Do you want to share something, something positive that was going on during the week? Good to be here. That's great. Yes? Oh, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. So you just finished your conversion and you're here to celebrate for the very first Shabbat. That's wonderful. Mazel Tov. Congratulations. Baruch haba. Good to have you here. That's wonderful. Come over here. Oh, anniversary of the anniversary.
Yes.
There you go. Congratulations. Mazel Tov. All right. Somebody else. Yes, there.
I had some great customer service experiences at the flower show, which really makes your day bright.
Wonderful. Some great experiences at the flower show. That's wonderful. Awesome. Yes, please.
Going to the zoo and seeing all the amazing animals over there, just incredible.
Wonderful. Wonderful trip at the zoo and seeing all the animals there. That's great. Thank you. Yes. Oh, we want two more. Alice.
I'm very grateful for all the many generous people who've been supporting this Sugar Dash 2 fund.
Absolutely. Thanks to all the people who have been supporting the Shir Hadash 2 fund to make sure Cantor's salary for the future will be secure. So thank you very much. So anybody who hasn't donated yet, it's Shabbat, I know, but afterwards, there you go. Yes, please. The Jewish Lobby Day you participated yesterday. Wonderful. I'm glad. All right. Yeah, I was going to say, do you guys got anything going on there, Jakobsons? Wonderful to have your parents in from Philadelphia to join in the celebration. Something else going on there, somebody here in the front. Anything special going on these days, Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Be good at Mazel Tov on your bat mitzvah.
Yes.
Good to be here today with you and tomorrow as well. Somebody else. Yes, please. Oh, having recovered from COVID, that's great. Good to see you back. Good health, that's wonderful. There was somebody else over here, I think. Oh, yes, please. Justin.
My dad celebrated last night. He went to spend the night in Hotel to
I had a bit of trouble here at the beginning. Your dad did?
Yeah, so we spent the night with my face.
Oh, wonderful. Spending time with your dad. That's wonderful. I'm glad.
Simple delight.
Wonderful. That's glad. I'm glad you had time to spend time with him. That's wonderful. All right.
There's
All right.
one more, I think.
One more in the back. Yes, please. Thankful, thank you, Jordan. Thankful for your wife, Judy. Congratulations. There you go. You watching this at home, Judy? He did good. He did good.
Anyone else? Yes.
One more, please. Yes.
Debbie. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. No, just one minute. Witnessing your granddaughter's bat mitzvah. That's wonderful. Good to have you here. That's awesome. All righty. Oh, yes, Debbie, please.
Getting to have my son here, of course, from New York, and we've been doing sketching together, which we haven't done for many years.
Wonderful. So having your son around for the week. I remember we was there last Shabbat, and you guys got some sketching done during the week. Anything in particular that you were working on, or portraits? Wonderful. Thanks for sharing. I'm glad you had a week. Wonderful. I'm glad so many folks had wonderful things going on. Oh, by the way, there's more. Good grief. Yes, please.
Your TV being for the Temple family.
Oh, so grateful for the Temple family. Thank you. That is very sweet of you to
And
say.
we are
Appreciate it. Same
thankful
here.
for you too.
Of course. All right, a lot of good things going on there. That's
Yes.
wonderful. Continued homework, of course, as you know, going out there, make something wonderful happen, and then come back and tell us all about it. Looking forward. And to express our gratitude to God, on the bottom of the page, let's join together in the Chatimah, the closing line of the prayer. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. With this, we turn to page 60 for Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace. Let's join together.
Shalom Rav. Yisrael Amcha Tarsim Leolam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tarsim Leolam Ki ata hu melech adon v'chol shalom Ki ata hu melech adon v'chol shalom v'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai hamevarech et amo Yisrael
Now take a moment of silence for the prayers of our heart. Feel free to use the readings on pages 62, 63 if you would like. We're coming back to the bottom of that page in a minute or so.
The bottom of page 62. Ose shalom bimromav Ose shalom bimromav Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom Huyase, huyase, huyase shalom Aleinu. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, peace down. Oh, say shalom, bimromav. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav, huyase, 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 shalom, huyase, 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 shalom, huyase, 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 shalom, Aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
We didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire, no, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. And that was no crack at earlier. Now you might wonder, what got the rabbi all fired up tonight? Well, answer can be found in the beginning of this week's Torah portion, which happened to be Ki Tisa. It is there that we get to meet Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, a talented artist who was, according to the Torah, endowed with the divine spirit of skill, ability, and knowledge to make designs for work, to work in any kind of craft, to make everything God has commanded. In the sanctuary, that is where we're in the Torah still, the Mishkan, the Israelites are constructing. It includes also the sacred items, such as the Ark of the Covenant, the altars, tables, and utensils, the priestly garments, and as well as the lampstand with all its fittings that is mentioned. The lampstand, of course, the verses are talking about, is the famous menorah that was standing in the desert sanctuary and later the temple in Jerusalem. Still today, it's one of the most widely known symbols of Judaism. Another term for the menorah is Ner Tamid, often translated as eternal light, which we keep in front of the ark. It actually the name comes from last week's Torah portion, Tetzaveh already. Ve'ata tetzaveh et bnei Yisrael, va'ikru elecha shemen zayit zachkatit lamaor, lahaot ner tamid. And you shall instruct the children of Israel, they shall bring to you clear beaten olive oil for lighting, to set up a ner tamid. The translation of this ner tamid is actually a tricky one, as the word tamid has different meanings in ancient Hebrew compared to what it signifies in later forms, which is not always eternal, but rather regular. The cantillation of the verse that we have here, when we chant it during services, actually puts a separation, a break, between lehalot ner and tamid in the melody. Lehalot ner tamid. So in other words, the rabbi's teaching us by this, tamid is not referring to the ner, the light, but it rather modifies la'alot, the setting up on a regular basis. So in other words, the ner tamid was the light that was kindled on a regular basis, rather than burning consistently. The next verse of the Torah actually confirms the reading of the text I just told you about. Va'aroch oto Aharon uvanav me'erev ad boker livnei Adonai. And Aaron and his sons shall set it, the ner tamid, from evening to morning before God. If you look back, that actually kind of makes sense. Why would you need the lights on during the daytime when the sun is out? And still, it happened to me at least several times in a previous congregation. I was closing up the temple after services, had to make sure all the lights are off, hitting all the switches, and I accidentally, turned off the ner tamid. Oi Gewalt! How could I have turned up the lamp that is supposed to burn forever, symbolizing God's presence? So once I found out about this text and this reading of the text, true relief. You're good. You're good. In the same Torah portion, there are actually 3 more appearances of the word tamid in the following chapter, always in connection with certain parts of the uniform, the garments of the high priest. The breastplate inscribed with the names of the 12 tribes, the oracle stones, Urim and Tumim, that are put into it, and further the golden headband of the head of the priest. These items were supposed to be worn lezikaron lifnei Adonai tamid, for remembrance before God, regularly. It struck me really that this juxtaposition between zikaron and tamid was happening. The high significance between that Judaism places on remembrance, zikaron, and also reinforces on a regular basis. Although there already exist days specifically for the sake of remembrance, like Yom HaZikaron, Memorial Day, or the Yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of a loved one, it's in the first place Shabbat and the holidays that serve this purpose. On Shabbat, we remember God's rest on the seventh day, and on the holidays, we remember God's working in our people's history. So, bottom line, even if we didn't start the fire, we Jews have found our own way to keep that fire burning, to create our own form of eternity, connecting past to the present, and further pointing towards the future. And that is by regular acts of remembrance, the Zikaron Tamid. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Next for announcements.
Before announcements, is there something?
Of course. Speaking, there's so many good news going on and kind of stuff, like it's hard jumping from one section to the other. We mentioned already, spoken about, the passing on from past to future. Very fitting that we have all these bat mitzvah here today, where the Torah is being passed on also from generation to generation tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We're also here to celebrate the 75th anniversary, wedding anniversary of Barbara and Herman Kleiner, members of our congregation, which is an amazing year to celebrate. As I mentioned, the first time I've ever known a couple actually that got to celebrate this special day. And in order to honor them, I hope they're tuned in from afar. Hopefully good evening, you guys, or if you see the recording later. Kent and I would like to bestow a special blessing and prayer on you guys on your special day of honor, which happened earlier this week. In the fullness of this day's joy, we turn in thanksgiving to the eternal source of blessing. We give thanks for the strength that has preserved and sustained you, Herman and Barbara, and permitted you to reach this hour. In the midst of family and loved ones, I hope, you look back in reverent and grateful reminiscence about the 75 years that have passed since you first pledged your hearts to one another. Many and varied have been your experiences since this hour, many the mingled occasions of satisfaction and disappointment. Recall the joys that sweetened your lives. You remember the storms that shook you to your very roots. In bliss and trial alike, O God, you have been with them. May you so continue to bless them with your presence in the years to come. Let these years be years of health and contentment, of happiness in the circle of your family and loved ones, an unbroken service of love and caring to those who are far and to those who are near. And we all together say, Amen.
Amen.
We join together.
And we wish you such a big mazel tov. You can't see me smiling behind my mask, but I am. And we're going to sing the Shehechianu first to you, thanking God for moments in time, for our lives, for our being, and for helping us to reach this moment and your moment of time. So join with me, and if you turn to that camera way up there, they can kind of all see you as we sing this together. So join with us. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, congratulations. And as a special treat, we also want to bestow the priestly benediction upon the two of you. And Cantor will start in Hebrew, and I'll respond in the English.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yirchoneka.
May God show God's face towards you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom. Shalom.
May God turn to you in tenderness, grant you the biggest gift of all, the gift of peace.
Amen. Amen. And we sing together and turn and face the camera again. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yehelanu, 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 olecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, olecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, olecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, yehelanu, olecho Yisrael.
Mazel tov.
Mazel
Congratulations.
tov. Congratulations.
All right, so many wonderful things to commemorate on this day. And speaking of good news, we are having a board member, Maddie Pluma, who will be joining in from afar for the announcements. Good to have you. Shabbat Shalom, Maddie.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks to all of you who are joining us this evening. So many celebrations that I'm seeing from afar. Very exciting. Thank you to all who made tonight possible. I'm getting an echo, so it's a little hard for me to understand.
Continue speaking.
You
can hear
sound
well.
good here.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you to Rabbi TV and to Cantor Fine, to security, to sound and streaming, to our service supporters, and to Debbie Japp on piano. And Mazel Tov, Orly Jacobson on her bat mitzvah, and to her family as well. And congratulations and Mazel Tov to Herman and Barbara Kleiner on your 75th anniversary. Barbara and Herman have given so much to this temple and to the community at large over the many years of membership. All of the coming events can be found in the order of worship and also in the Shabbat Shalom, which comes out every Thursday, and also on the temple website. And if you cannot find this information, please let the office know. So what's happening? Saturday, Torah study and Shabbat service and the bat mitzvah of Orly Jacobson, which will be in person and on Zoom. Our Saturday worship experience begins with Torah study from 9 to 9:45, and beginning at 10 will be the service. Havdalah will be on Zoom on Saturday evening, February 19th at 7:30. So upcoming events, the three events that I will be mentioning at first will all be on Zoom. The interfaith encounters, the domestic violence, and the annual membership for the for the Home of Peace Cemetery Association. And there are many opportunities listed in the Shabbat Shalom this week. As far as information for registration or any questions or contacts, they're all in the Shabbat Shalom. There's Stitch and Fetch, Mindful Parenting, and Adult Education, free Simcha Sunday sessions with Rabbi TV, and the registration is also in the Shabbat Shalom. And coming up in April will be volunteers will be needed, and also for the Afghan resettlement. Tikkun Olam will be working on lunch sacks for advocates for the Immigrant Justice and Jewish Coalition for Immigrant Justice. So look for that. We'll need volunteers for putting together lunch sacks. There's camp scholarship available for first-time young campers from Pierce County. And there's also information on a youth host home program. Only 2 weeks left for the Sisterhood 15th annual Mishlot Manot or Purim boxes. So make sure you get your registration done. And there will be no religious school on this coming Sunday, February 20th, in observation of President's Day weekend. As always, if you need help or are willing to help those in need, please contact Temple clergy, staff, or leadership. Please stay healthy and safe. Shabbat Shalom.
Maddie. So thanks to all of them. On the tech team, we have Jordan Harris tonight and Benjamin Ziven, and our service supporters, Larry Schlossel and Diane Burke. Also, thanks for helping out tonight. Sean Bethel, our head of security, and Manny Espinoza are also there, keeping us outside, keeping us safe. And of course, also thanks to Maddie for the announcements, and to Debbie for beautiful accompaniment as always. So, yeah. In the midst of our Shabbat rest, we also take a moment to think of those in need of healing, of body, mind, and soul. If there's anybody of whom you're thinking at this time, please feel free to share their names out loud in your hearts, or those at home, if you want to share them in the chat, you can do that as well. Does anybody? Yes?
Those struggling with COVID.
Yes, please. Oh, please. Thank you for sharing all these names, also whether here in person or there. If you might not be able to hear them, we still keep them out here in our prayers, and as we join together as a community, to include them as well, of course. Misheberach, our prayer for healing of body, mind, and soul, you can find in your book on page 253 in the middle. Let's join together in this plea to God.
Misheberach מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
About to turn to concluding prayers of our service, starting on page 282 and then 287 for the Aleinu. If you want to please rise one more time as you're able, of course. Same folks at home facing east.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please have a seat. We're on the bottom of page 291. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. As our thoughts turn to those in our community who are no longer with us, we first commemorate those who passed away in the last week or the last month, the period of Shiva or Shloshim. If there's anybody who is in that period of mourning, please rise at this moment. The same goes for people at home. And to them we extend the traditional words of consolation there in your pamphlet. Hamakom yinachem etchem betoch sha'ar avalei Zion Yerushalayim. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. Our community commemorates Stephen Hansford, husband of Judy Hansford, and father of Lisa and Scott Hansford. And also yesterday, also had the funeral for Rosa Nishiporuk. We also keep her in our prayers. Is there another name that you would like to add? Next to those who are commemorating the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death of a loved one, please rise at this moment. From our community, we remember the following: Samuel R. Bloom, Jenny Bloom, Marvin Crystal, Louis Fine, Regina Flax, Julius Friedman, Blanche Greenman, Mary Holden, Lucille Hurst, Fanny Kaddish, Pamela Kanitzer, Maurice Cantor, Alfred Kartzman, Hyman Katz, Janet Katz, Rose Krasnick, Peggy Lasky, Robert Jeffrey Latham, Esther Warren Lawson, Jackie Medlem, Joseph Mayer, Anna Meyer Siegel, George Mosler, Susan Person, Herb Plush, Samuel Rome, Harold Rome, Rose Schechter, Israel Bear Schechter, Ida Sussman, Ariel Thal, Joseph Turiel, Dorothea Van Reringen, Eileen Vargish, and Dora Wolfson. If there's some other names we have not mentioned yet that you would like to add, please feel free to do. The Mourner's Kaddish for all of them you can find on page 294. Please rise as a community as you're about to recite these words. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba be'alma divrach hirotei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'agala u'b'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may their memory be a blessing. Please have a seat. Almost concluded with the service, and this is Orly's bat mitzvah. She chose a special olam. Can you want to tell us more about this?
Yes, on page 334, there's an Oseh Shalom, and actually not 334. It is on 343. 343. And you can find it at towards the bottom of the page, the Oseh Shalom, saying, "May the one who causes peace to reign in the high heavens make peace also descend on us, all Israel, and all the world." And this version was written and performed by Intercity Youth Choir in Chicago. And the American Conference of Cantors, which is all the cantors in the Reform movement, had their convention there. And we actually got to sing with this group. And it was the first time I had heard this Oseh Shalom, and I've used it a lot ever since. And Orly chose this for our concluding prayer. So join with us, and please rise. And if you don't know it, you'll learn it very quickly. It's very easy and very catchy. Not this part, but later. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. 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 Shabbat
Shalom, everybody. Thank you for being here. One last thing, and that is going to be the Kiddush and Motzi. Orly and family, if you want to join us up one more time to the front. And if you want to follow along, please remain standing for a moment if you can. It's on page 5 of the prayer book. And
You come up. We'll get your wine. Okay.
all right, this is for you. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Say, you know,
Don't
we
even
got
have to
tables,
wait.
we got beamer service.
Yes, thank you. So we join together with Orly for the Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uratzon, hinhilanu, zikaron lema'aseh, v'reheshit, ki hu yom techilah, lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat b'Yitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinhaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat lechaim.
Time.
Take a drink. Good job.
And for round 2, the Motzi, the blessing over the bread.
Take a piece of bread.
Joy.
It's on page 302, and it's also, I think, on the pamphlet, on the bottom of the pamphlet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, on the very back of the pamphlet, so if you want to go there as well.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon.
Te'avon, a good meal. Shabbat shalom and mazel tov.
Congratulations, Mazel Tov.
See you all soon.
It's going to be challah on the bench. If anybody wants to grab a slice on the way out, please feel free to do so. Shabbat Shalom.